Hey everyone, Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. I got a good one from Peter. Peter sent me this email that we're looking at. It says, hey Uncle Dave, don't mean to interrupt your live. You didn't interrupt nothing. You sent an email, appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. If any of you guys out there or girls have questions like this, hit me up. I love this kind of stuff. I love these emails. I love these questions. I love getting the brain thinking about things. So interrupt the live, but I had a question. Today I seen a sign that said hiring garage door installers. It's one of the two garage door places in town of 20,000, which is nice because, like I said, we said about 33 just for our main. The outskirts we're probably anywhere from 50 to 65 is my guess. If it were you, would you go talk to them about a job, or you get into going in as a trunk slammer while working a steady job? Also, what is a fair starting wage? I know it varies, but I think where I am at will be similar to where you are. Also, both garage door companies in my area also do things. One does fences and windows too, and then it says the other does central vac systems. I know you also do gates. Is there a reason for doing multiple things because there's not enough door work and they have to do other type of projects? Or is there another reason? Thanks, Dave. No, thank you, Peter. And let's get started. Okay, so now I'd love to hear from you guys too that are seasoned vets or in business and that. I love getting your guys' comment on these videos because I just think they're so helpful for everybody else, including myself and everybody watching. So there's a couple things, right? I mean, so here's the thing. For one, I might go check both garage door companies out, right? Get a feel for the atmosphere, and plus you might as well throw your hat into both, right? Because obviously one of them might hire you, one of them might not. Now, in today's market, right? In September of 2024, right? We're not in a really good economy, far as I'm concerned. I know there's guys out there that are just crushing it and business is great and everything else. And look, even in Affordable Door and Gate, we're trugging along, right? We're doing fine. But like I said, 18 plus years in the business, the roots are pretty deep. So it takes a pretty big dry spell to really make the tree topple over. Not that it can't. But here's the thing. Other things, right? I notice when I'm driving around that other businesses are not, it's just not real lucrative, right? Prices are coming down in houses, the money inflation. So right now is probably a good time to hang on to a job or get a job. You know what I mean? The trunk slammer stuff is a little bit hard right now, just dealing with the market, right? Now, I've been trying some stuff even for you guys to test the waters. And like I said, there's a little bit of blowback out there. So it's a tight market. So I might do the job. And then also, if you got the little bit of the side hustle or something like that, maybe entertain that. Okay, so here's the thing, right? On the wages. Now, I look at wages. It varies obviously very widely where you're from and what your experience is. So obviously very little experience, we could be talking somewhere around $15, $18 an hour. That's not very much. We could be talking $20, $25, $30, $45, $50, depending on experience, work ethics, craftsmanship, all these things, right? I kind of look at it like in my years, right? I just want to give this little bit of information. You got to remember, sometimes it's not what you make, it's what you keep, and it's what you invest in. We're so brainwashed from schools that they teach us, and I'm not saying don't be a good employee. Everything I've always done when I've been working for somebody else and everything, I've always done the best of the best of the best. And I'm always trying to be better, right? I'm trying to be smarter. I'm trying to be better, and that can be a lot of things, right? It's showing up to work, 5, 10, 15 minutes early, ready to work, sober, not smelling like a skunk, not looking all bloodshot eyes, dressing appropriately, wear some clean clothes, wear some boots. You know what I mean? Because what you want to do is you want to build yourself to be so valuable that they want to keep investing in you and they want you to keep growing, right? And to a point where we can't even get rid of you because you're just so darn good. I mean, your work is so good. You show up. You're not stealing. You're honest. There's a lot that goes into it. But me personally, if I was kind of starting, like I said, I'd probably go in, I'd work, I would learn. Now, just remember, like I said, it's hard, especially in construction. A lot of guys do it in business. Even if you turn into a trunk slammer, you can start getting this money and you can start being real foolish with it. So start investing in things that start making you money. Real estate, dividend stocks, stock market, REITs, whatever you like to do, whatever you feel comfortable, and just start, because remember, you have to work with compound interest, right? The earlier you start, the better off you're going to be. So it does touch base on it too. Maybe, 15, 18, 20. It just depends on experience, maybe for starting out. I just want to kind of clarify that. So with the question here on the fences, the one company does fences and windows. I personally, this is just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I would gear towards the fences and windows. Me personally, there is some tricks to fencing. It's not rocket science. It's kind of like garage doors. It's intimidating when you haven't done it and you don't know some of the tricks, right? Fencing was the same way with me. But here's the thing. As we progressed it on over the years, I love fencing. Why do you love fencing? I used to run a roofing company. When I ran that roofing company, the stress level of always tarping, always making sure the guys did what they were supposed to do. You're taking care of somebody's assets, right? Pictures and on the walls and roofing and, drywall and insulation, just so many things, right? Fencing can sit out in the rain. It doesn't matter. It's just one of those things that it's very universal. And the thing is, I'm not saying never, right? But I basically get 0 callbacks and it's good profit. So I love fencing the older I get, because I've realized when you touch anything that's electronic with circuit boards and stuff like that, it's more problematic, right? It's more anything that's, and so even like when I sit here and think about the windows, I go, windows are good. Windows are always in demand. I know I'm always looking for window guys for rentals and stuff. But I also think about, I had windows installed at one of my previous houses and I didn't really like them. They didn't seal up right. They kind of, the screens on them, you know what I mean? So we're talking again about human interaction. Not that it's always, I didn't call the guy back on it or anything. We live with them, right? But what I'm saying is the fencing, it's a ways away. People, long as Fluffy stays in, the boogeyman stays out, they don't call you back. It's just, they might for something small, but, gates are where they get to be more problematic, right? Swing gates, sliding gates, because they're automated, right? And that's human interaction traffic right there. That's the problem sometimes with them. So anywho, I personally like the fences and windows idea over the central vac. The central vac, I've messed with them before, but here's the thing about central vacs. I don't think personally, for me, just my preference, I would never, ever go pursue them, right? Not to say there's not money, because in some areas, I'm sure people make a killing, right? Because there's maybe not a lot of people that do it. But here's the thing. The problem is I don't like having to go in people's houses. I don't like to have to deal with people's stinky socks. I don't want to have to deal with somebody's stinky underwear. I don't want to have to deal with, there was a ring in the bathroom and it's missing. And did you see it? No, I did not. Or I had a bottle of wine sitting on the counter. It's gone now. Did you see it? Or you knocked something over. You know what I mean? When you're in people's homes, it's a different animal. You got people sitting over you. They're watching you. They got to be there, right? When you're outside, it's like, lock up your house. Like, we're good. Windows, kind of the same thing, right? You got to be in there a little bit. So that's why I just kind of lean towards more like, I personally like fences, and I'd be doing more windows than I'd do central vacs. Central vacs, they just, like I said, I've monkeyed with them before. Didn't interest me. The connections get funny where the pipes suck, stick into the walls and things like that. I don't know. They're just kind of problematic. Like I said, this kind of stuff right here in the background here, you get yourself some equipment, you get yourself a skid steer down the road. Like I said, the profit margins are really good. You can do this stuff. This is all being done in the evening time when everybody's off work, basically, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. It's just stuff I enjoy more. Kind of touch base on the vac systems, right? The vac systems are not very common. They're very rare for us around here. We have a few on the lake, but there's just not as many. But I tell you what, with the way the economy is going, the way the world's going, the way with all the people crossing the border, people need fences. and people need gates. And some of them even need a lot of barbed wire. So that's just something to think about. So fencing is not going anywhere. It's been really good in our area. It just something to think about. Oh, so another thing, right? On the gates. Why do we do gates and stuff like that? It's kind of one of those things, right? When you first start out, this is Jeremy driving that forklift. He still drives. He's a bad dude, man. He's a super, super good dude. Hell of an operator. Truck driver, you name it, man. He's the boy. He's the man right there. He's not even a boy. He's a man. Look, he's got that cigarette sticking out. He just knows what he is doing, man. I tell you what, he's a fun character. So we just got into the gates kind of because Osco back in the day, right? It's Linear Osco. Osco used to do gate operators and they did garage door openers. So it was kind of a mix. And, there's a point where you're looking for more work to keep everybody busy. And so it just it gets into that, right? And then as you progress, you have to dissolve the bottom as you expand the top, and you kind of focus down on really what you want to do, right? You have to focus more on where's the profit, what's your skill set, what's your worker's skill set, what's your employees, what are they able to do, things of that nature. So it all just kind of varies. I mean, some of the guys out there honestly deal with just residential. You know what I mean? That's all they do is residential. It's them maybe in a helper and stuff like that. And that's totally fine. So I hope this can kind of help you out, Peter. I don't know how old you are. And I don't know how most people that watch how old they are. But all I can tell you is be wise with your money, right? There's a lot of people out there that are trying to take your money, right? Subscriptions, new vehicles, car payments, insurance is getting crazy. Try to be smart with your money. Try to beat inflation. Try to invest your money, either into real estate or dividend stocks or anything you can find that can try to help you beat inflation, because they're coming for you, baby. It's like in the Matrix. We're like batteries, you know what I mean? And they're sucking the juice out of us. So anywho, thank you, Peter, for the question. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit the like button on the way out. I'd really appreciate it. Also, become a subscriber. It's free. We love having you here. And if you guys have any comments, put them in the comments below. And otherwise, you guys can always shoot me an email at daveadubson@gmail.com. I put it in the description below. And I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and keep your fingers.